So welcome back, guys. Today I'm gonna talk with you why I think that Yoshimitsu is actually kind of top tier in open maps, like without walls. A lot of people see in Yoshimitsu this kind of Eliza character that really excels at wall Oki and has decent carry actually now and a lot of combo options to get you to the wall. And because of 2-2 CD1, the impression was always that he needs to get to the wall and kill you there. This is kind of a theoretical video, so I will talk a lot and there's not gonna happen too much on the screen. I'm very sorry that I tried to reach out to iMusician and Oyo and people to kind of get permission so I can commentate their videos while explaining stuff like this. I hope it will happen in the future, but of course I can understand why would they need a small channel like me to promote their stuff. So first and foremost, most people know that Yoshimitsu for me is very strong in keepout, and what you need for that is one, the mat cancel, which I cannot do at the first try, with the moves that are revolving around it. Back turn down 1, of course, 4-2, 4-1, which one of my favorites. Sorry. And when you master this, Yoshimitsu becomes very annoying because the free covers so much ground and is a launcher if you do it right. And of course you have also at your disposal to quickly turn around. I already made a video about mat stance, but that is really one of the key tools that you need to make your Yoshimitsu top tier in open maps. The next one is timing your flash. If you can time your flash right, which is very difficult to do. I always thought that my timing on flash when opponents coming in, not when they're plus in the neutral, was very good. And then the best German Yoshimitsu player said, no, that's not good. Watch your videos, you will see that you oftentimes get punished for doing this and you only remember the times it hit it. And it was really true. I remembered, like, yeah, that works so good for me, right? And then I watched the video and I got launched 3 times before connecting it once. And I was like, what? I didn't remember it like that. So, really, that is the biggest mind game that you can have with Yoshimitsu. If you can get your opponent so deep in his head that you can start using this in the neutral and connect it, then you're a god, man. And people will be so afraid of you. The next thing is, his punishment is very good at range. He's the only character that consistently can punish Demo Man on block. His down for 2 has decent range, as you saw there. It hits from around 2.2, I think, which is not the best range in the game, but for a safe one, it's hella good. Back to 2 is really infamous for his huge range. And you can actually, there is a way to confirm this. Down for 1-4 also has not as good range as back to 2, but actually very good range, like 2.3. And the best, of course, is CD1 or 4-4-4, even though I think CD1 is the way superior one. Where if you want to play Yoshimitsu at the highest level, you have to familiarize yourself with this move, and with this move as a whiff and block punisher. If you block something that is -21, it's not the best thing to do a down for 2. It's the best thing to do a CD1 for more damage. And if you can do that, it doesn't depend. It's not important if your opponent is spacing the move that is launched punishable right, because you're gonna clip him. Doesn't matter how far he is away, which becomes very handy if you can do it from a crouch cancel after blocking a low. But that is really next level, I'm not gonna lie. But then you see you have a character with high evasion that can heal himself, has very safe, very good keep out tools, and you have a very good whiff punishing game. And then of course comes in that Yoshimitsu has the tag trap that is really hard to avoid, and in some situations it's unavoidable, and it actually does around 65 to 70 damage depending on the combo. And if you're really going for the high damage stuff, it is really good. Yoshimitsu was never known for big damage, but then you actually get quite high. I mean, I have rage on, of course, but you get around 70, 67, 70, which is very, very good. He still has access to tech traps like this, or to mix up like this, even in the open. His combos just don't suffer from not reaching the wall, actually, if you think about it. A lot of his key mix-up tools after combos are still available, even though Yoshimitsu is more famous for his wall combos. And with the addition of Kicho Forward 1, the arsenal he has for ending combos gets bigger and bigger, which is kind of good. And one last thing I want to get your focus around is actually two things. Even though Yoshimitsu actually doesn't have the best tools to approach someone, he has a very, very good Y running 3, which is very, very underrated. 22 frame Y running 3, mostly done at 24 to 25, is barely seeable if you do it very, very quick. And you have to familiarize yourself with doing it from full crouch, in my opinion, because if you're around here, they expect this or this or this. But if you can land the Y running 3 from full crouch, your no sword stance mix-up gets better and your one sword stance. And this is the move that really I like to use to pressure the opponent even in the open. I know it tracks to one side, but most people, if you're in crouch, don't step anymore because this is a homing. And that's why other characters really suffer. For instance, I use Feng Wei a lot, and I use a lot of quarter circle forward 1+2, the headbutt, to start my offense. But in the open, it can be kind of risky if the opponent has very decent movement. But with his Y running 3, this is not an issue. So he doesn't suffer from that as much. He has a lot of pokes that also still have decent range that can be used. And one more thing, he has with his full crouch sweep a homing, high crushing counter hit fish, which is risky and should not be used as an offensive mix-up tool, but should be used as a keep-out tool, in my opinion. And as a keep-out tool against certain characters, it is super good. When I play against Mishimas, this move works wonders for me, even against Mishimas that can do wave dash into instant while standing too, because if I can force that, they're gambling with their life every time they approach me. Of course, if you use this after a certain point, they will try to adapt to, for instance, wave into block, and then you have to mix it up with wild standing free, which has also decent range, and it's not that bad on block, and you have a lot of options. And I actually have one more last thing, the 1000th last thing in the world, which only applies to Mishimas, but which really worked wonders for me, and that's Dragonfly Stance. I don't know why, I cannot actually tell you, but Dragonfly Stance has a lot of weird, very, very weird applications. And it takes away the Hell Sweep mix-up, and the range of the Dragonfly 2 is decent, but the range of the Dragonfly 4 is actually super good. Sorry. It hits from around here, 2.7, yeah, 2.7, and is a great counter fish, and if they hit you out of it, they only gonna get you floated. So this, I don't know why, but this really works wonders for me, to be honest. So yeah, I hope that kind of showed you why Yoshimitsu is so good in the open. I know there is a lot more stuff, but that's the things that really, yeah, for me are the outstanding things. I have one more additional information. I'm sorry that this takes so long, but if you really want to play Yoshimitsu at the highest level, you have to learn how to properly backdash like this. I'm doing this because I'm playing on P2 side for the longest time, and that's why I only can backdash correctly on this side. On player 1 I backdash incorrectly, and you shouldn't do that, because if you rely on your movement has to be flawless. So I hope that helped you, and see you in the next one. Goodbye.